Good afternoon, everyone. This is Ryan Jackson from RyanJacksonLLC.com. Hope you all are doing good on this Friday. Hope it's a happy Friday. The weekend is upon us. It's the end of the week, so to speak. So I just hope you all are doing well out there. Oh, wow. So Lil Nas X. A lot of y'all know who this guy is. He made headlines, believe it was today, maybe yesterday or today. But he was on the Breakfast Club and he said, F your kids. When he was asked, about being a role model for the youth, um, he pretty much said, F your kids. That there's people that don't agree with what he's doing, in his family, his partner, and, parents. So F your kids. Hmm. F your kids. That's where we at now, these entertainers. Let me start off by saying this. I agree that entertainers should not raise our kids. Parents need to raise their kids. If you're a single parent or a co-parent, raise your children. You are your children's role model. That's the child's first teacher, and the child's role model are their mom and dad. In my life, it was. And in many of y'all life, I'm sure it was too. That's your role model. Not athletes, not entertainers, not rap artists, anybody. It should be your parents. That being said, yes, children do look up to entertainers and athletes. I know I did coming up, but I didn't look up to them to the point. I looked up to them saying like Isaiah Thomas, for instance. I'm a big Isaiah Thomas fan, still to this day. I looked up to him because I wanted to be the type of basketball player he was. I looked up to Walter Payton because I loved him. I loved him as a football player. And they helped that they had morals. They actually stood for something. They told kids, not to do drugs and, do well in school. So that helped. They helped too. I looked up to Public Enemy, KRS-One, Rakim. They had positive message in their music. I knew I wasn't going to be a rapper, but I liked what they were saying. So yes, kids do have, look up to athletes and entertainers. Yes, that's natural. We all have done that as youth. But the entertainers have to be careful about how they're displaying their message. What message are you sending? What is your intent? And when Lil Nas X said, F your kids, he told us what his intentions were, what message he was trying to send. His message is, I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to get this paper. And if you don't like it, F you and F your kids. That's pretty much what he's saying. And, Lil Nas X, that's his right. Get your paper. I may not agree with his message or his music, but it's his right. He's entitled to it. Do I agree with it? Like I just said, hell no. I think it's toxic. I think it tries to feminize the black male. Meaning you may disagree with me, and that's your right. But this is my opinion too. So I just think his music is toxic. And if he needs to get his paper, hey, do what you do, baby. Do what you do. However, must you just have is anything not sacred? I mean, I was told that all money ain't good money. And must you sell your soul? It's bad enough you selling your soul. But then when you thumb your nose at our community telling us to F our kids, saying that you don't give a damn about us, the pendulum swings both ways. You do realize that, right? So F our kids, F you. How about that? How about we pull our support from you? No other race that I know of um, have their entertainers thumb their nose at our children, at our community. Not the white community, not the Asian community, definitely not the Middle Eastern community, and not the Hispanic community that I've seen. Correct me if I'm wrong. No other entertainers from other communities tell their people to F their kids. Not that I know of. Like I said, if there is, let me know. Put it in the comments because I could be wrong. But it seems like too many of our entertainers just take it upon themselves to do the job of white supremacy. We can't get mad at white people no more because we got these Sambo Negroes doing the job for them. We got white supremacists in blackface that are doing us in, that are destroying us. We can't blame the white man because we have white people in blackface doing it. They're our biggest threat than white people. We can see them coming, but it's the ones that's among us that are killing us, that are destroying us, that are telling us, F your kids. F your kids. That's what this clown said. F your kids. Where would they tolerate this at? The white community. Could you imagine what's a white artist? I don't know. Name somebody out there. Oh, I can't think of one off the top of my head. But any white artist, could you imagine if they came on a talk show and they said, F your kids? Could you imagine an outrage? A Jewish entertainer, for instance. Could you imagine if the Beastie Boys told the Jewish community, F your kids? They will shut them down right that second. Right that second. Am I right or am I absolutely right? Could you imagine if an Asian artist told the Asian community, F your kids? Could you imagine the outrage? Hispanic artists. I'm um I'm drawing a blank. I can't think of a Hispanic entertainer or okay, let's say like Mark Anthony, I guess. If he said F your kids. Or the comedian George Lopez or Gabriel Iglesias. If they said F your kids, we gonna tell these jokes anyway about, Mexican kids. F your kids. Could you imagine an outrage from the Hispanic community, particularly the Mexican community? Could y'all imagine? I mean, what is it gonna take? What is it gonna take? F your kids? No, how about we F you? How about that? With our support, pulling our support from you. These are the people that need to be canceled. People that disrespect us. I mean, you want to be on the cover of People magazine portraying the fact that you're pregnant, that's your prerogative. You want to be, do videos of you sexualizing, you think prison is is a sexual fantasy, that's your issue. But when you make videos and our community sees this, do you know black men have been the most criminalized people in this country for over 100 years after slavery? The most criminalized person in this country is the black man, and it's been that way for over 100 years, going back to after slavery. And for you to make prison a sexual fantasy is is diabolical, it's wicked, it's evil. There's nothing sexually appetizing about being sent to the gulags. I've known people who have gone to prison, people in my own family. People have had their family members beat up and murdered in prison, and you think it's a sexual fantasy? I mean, that's bad enough. I mean, you wearing a dress and heels. I mean, you want to wear a dress and heels, that's up to you. That's your prerogative. But when you are degrading our community and telling and saying to our kids, F you, I have a big problem with that. I take that personal. I take that personal. As far as I'm concerned, Lil Nas X is worse than David Duke. He's worse than the Klansman. That's right, I said it. F us, F our kids. Negro, have you lost your mind? This is how sick that white supremacy has gotten our entertainers. The devil has tricked them. He has told them that, I'm going to give you all the money in the world, throw out your morals, throw out everything. Morals be damned. Morals be damned. It's all about the man. It's all about the money. It's all about chasing the bag. All about lining your pockets. I mean, make your music, do what you do, but we're going to do what we do too. The pendulum swings both ways. We're going to withdraw our support from you. I never supported you in the first place because I think your music is garbage. I mean, and you just promoting the feminization of the black male, the emasculation of the black male. And I have a huge problem with that. I asked yesterday on my podcast, can y'all recall a white man that wore a dress? Um, that had they tried to emasculate the white male. The only time I can remember, the last white man that I've known to put on a dress was the late Robin Williams, and that was damn near 30 years ago when he did the movie Mrs. Doubtfire. That was in '93. Jim Carrey did a character on *In Living Color*. I think it was maybe 2 skits, 3 skits. Venus de Milo on *In Living Color*. I don't know if y'all remember it, but it was a skit that he did. The movie Pretty Woman. It was Ugly Woman. It was hilarious, but Jim Carrey hasn't put on a dress since. Neither did Robin Williams. And then you go back further than that to Tom Hanks, Bosom Buddies. A lot of y'all too young to remember this, but I remember it. It was damn near 40 years ago. It's was when Tom Hanks started to make his bones in Hollywood. Him and Peter Scolari. They played. They were two men, two friends, and they were living in an all women apartment, and they had to portray women. They had to dress up as women. That was damn near 40 years ago. The TV show Bosom Buddies. Look it up. Google it. It was Tom Hanks and Peter Scolari. It was a sitcom. I think it may have stayed on 2 or 3 years. It didn't stay on long. Tom Hanks hasn't put on a dress since. Dustin Hoffman did the movie Tootsie in the early '80s, damn near 40 years ago. He hasn't put on a dress since. That's what I'm saying. Has Ryan Reynolds put on a dress? Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Gerard Butler, Matthew McConaughey. What's another one? I said Ben Affleck. Yeah. Has Adam Sandler? What about George Lopez? Freddie Rodriguez? Freddie Prinze Jr.? Their communities wouldn't tolerate it. They wouldn't. But we do. I mean, everyone from, Flip Wilson did it 50 years ago with the Geraldine character. Then it was Martin Lawrence with Shanae and Mother Payne on Martin. Then it was Eddie Murphy with Rasputia and Norbit. And, he played his mom and grandmother in Nutty Professor movies. Jamie Foxx with Wanda on *The Living Color*. I mean, it's just never, it's never ending. That's why I have so much respect for Dave Chappelle. No, I'm not putting on a dress. And as far as I know, the late great Richard Pryor never put on a dress. And he's the funniest comedian ever, ever. He never donned on a dress, to my knowledge. Neither did Red Fox or Bill Cosby. And these are great comedians. Was and Cosby, great comedians. They didn't have to put on a dress. I mean, do what you do, but it's how you do it. If you want to wear a dress in private, that's your prerogative. Hell, um, J. Edgar Hoover did it. But when you portray that message, when you let Hollywood, keep portraying that message to our community, to the black male, it's problematic. And I have a big problem with Lil Nas X saying "F our kids." F our kids. Kids are going to listen to this music. They're going to do it. I mean, you could be the best parent in the history of parenting. If there was a such thing, they're going to listen to the music. I mean, it's out there. You can only police it so much. So you have to be careful the message you're portraying, you're conveying to young people. And to say F our kids is disrespectful, not only to parents, but to the black community. And Lil Nas X, you are a white supremacist. You are a threat to our community. And we ain't gonna stand up for it. People with morals and convictions and who just have a firm belief in God, they're not gonna tolerate this crap. They're gonna say F you and pull their support from you. And I don't blame them. I hope you enjoy that money and hope it was worth it, my friend, because karma's a mother. In any event, y'all, I'm gonna hop off of here. I just want to get this off my chest because it just bugged the hell out of me, and the Lord put it on my mind to just put it out there. The Spirit led me to just do this video because, like I said, this just bugged the hell out of me, and it pissed me off, and I just had to get this off my chest. In any event, y'all have a good day. Have a good weekend. Take care. Love you much. And I'm out. Peace.